In China, a man by the name of Wu Yongning became famous for something most people wouldn't even think of doing. He climbed skyscrapers with no safety equipment, no backup, just his body and sheer confidence. At first, his videos looked impossible. He would hang from ledges hundreds of meters above the ground, do pull-ups with nothing below him but the empty air. People online called him fearless, others insane, but the truth was far more complicated. Well, you see, Wu wasn't just doing it for the attention, he was doing it for the money. His mother was terribly ill and needed the money to keep on funding her treatment. However, every stunt paid him and every new video became more and more dangerous. And that pressure pushes you higher, literally. By 2017, Wu had already done dozens of extreme climbs, but one November day he attempted a stunt on a high-rise building in Changsha. At first, everything seemed normal. He was filming like always, carefully positioning himself and controlling his movements. Nothing unusual, but what people didn't know is that Wu had started pushing his limits further than ever before. For starters, he was hanging on ledges longer than he does, and the ledges themselves were in riskier spots. At some point during the climb, something went horribly wrong. Wu started struggling, climbing back up, and just a loss of control at an extreme height was enough to prove fatal. The footage that day never captured everything in full detail. But what it showed was enough for investigators to confirm that Wu never came back from that rooftop that day. His phone, still recording parts of the climb, became his final trace in his last moments. And suddenly, all the viewers realized something very unsettling. They had been watching someone slowly escalate towards a point where survival itself was part of the content, and eventually the content ended. In the United States, a different kind of creator story was unfolding. A young man named Pedro Ruiz III and his partner wanted to build a YouTube channel. They tried several things from online pranks to experiments, but nothing could get the attention of the people online. But over time, like many creators chasing growth, ideas became more extreme. The views were slow, the competition was so high, and the pressure to stand out kept on increasing. Until they arrived at an idea that sounded straight out of a movie.
This right here is a 50 caliber Desert Eagle. There's limited sold of these kind dipped in. These Desert Eagles are dipped in gold, and they're mixed with, it's obviously not all real gold because how well. Well, I really just want to see. What's the point of this? I really just want to see if trucks.
Sorry.
Another one. The point of this video is I really just want to see if a 50 caliber bullet can go through a book. I just want to see if a 50 caliber bullet can go through a book.
Say, but what's even crazy?
That's the point of this video. I just want to see if a 50 caliber bullet can go through a book. So, the ultimate test to see if this 50 caliber bullet will go through a book is, I'm just not going to just set it and just shoot it. No, I'm going to stand behind it, and Mona Lisa is going to shoot it, hoping she hits the book, hoping she hits the book and not me. But the most trustworthy person that I trust in this world is my girlfriend, Mona Lisa. So if I'm gonna die, I'm pretty much ready to go to heaven right now. If I die, I'll be ready for Jesus.
The concept was very simple in theory. One person stands behind a thick book, a gun would be fired at it, and the thick book would stop the bullet. They filmed everything like a normal YouTube video, setting up cameras, explaining the idea, preparing the scene. It looked controlled, almost professional. And when the trigger was pulled, the result was immediate. The camera recorded the setup, the moment of the execution, and the very point where everything went wrong. The footage later circulated online, not as entertainment, but a sobering reminder of how far people can push themselves for views without fully understanding the risk involved. And in Pedro's case, the internet wasn't watching content anymore. They were witnessing the consequences of treating reality as a stunt.
No. If I die, I'll be ready for Jesus.
This next story takes us all the way to Norway from a YouTube channel named Apetor. Now, if you have watched any of his videos, you would think that he was completely different from the other two. He wasn't chasing fame in the same aggressive way, he wasn't doing skyscraper stunts, and he wasn't running experiments. He was just a man who loved doing his hobbies in cold places. Frozen lakes, ice swimming, winter forest. He became known for doing things most people would consider irrational, just because he enjoyed them. And people loved him for it. He felt authentic, almost like a character from another world. But in November 2021, he uploaded what would be his final documented journey. He was walking across the frozen lake, filming like he always did, talking to the camera and moving carefully across the ice. At first, nothing seemed unusual. But anyone familiar with frozen lakes knows something very important. The ice can never be fully predictable. What looks solid can hide weaknesses underneath. At some point during the recording, the ice beneath him shattered and he fell through. What makes this story so different from most internet tragedies is the nature of the footage. There was no dramatic warning, no final words meant for impact, just a continuous recording of a normal activity, then suddenly interrupted by reality. And then silence.